Hey everybody, and welcome to another video for the channel. This is Luis Alvarado and I'll be teaching you how you can add specific badges to specific members in a very easy, or at least easier way that you can actually follow. There's just a couple of steps that you gotta memorize and make sure that you do them in the exact order that I'm doing them here. And there's small amount of code that you'll need to copy over. You'll need to like freeze the video in order to actually copy that code over. Other than that, you'll be able to actually assign specific badges to specific members instead of assigning badges at the whole membership level. Okay, so this is coming from one of the latest questions that I just saw on the Facebook group that I'm in, um, which is the Brain Directories Help and Support group. In that group, somebody was asking, how can I assign or add a badge to a member without adding that same badge to other members on that membership level? Okay, which is that membership level badge that you actually set when you edit any of the membership plans here, and there's like a badge section to add badges for everybody on that membership level. But in this particular case, you want to add a badge to only one member, which means there's a separation of concern between the badge and the actual membership level, because you may want to add that badge to somebody in the basic group and the feature and in the premium, but you don't want all of them, everybody on those membership levels, to have that badge. Okay, so we got our members here, our testing members. Okay, I'm gonna go through the one with my name and the lady thingamajig here. And first step that we do is we go to My Content, Media Manager, and we upload the badges. Make sure that the name of the badges, everything is in lowercase. Okay? I recommend using PNG or WebP or AVIF, but I recommend transparency basically. You want to keep the badges with transparency around them so they match the theme that you're using. That's it. Instead of maybe you're using a darker theme or something and you put a badge like this, if it doesn't have transparency, then you're going to see the white. It's going to look horrible. So upload those uh, badges that you want to associate with the members, and also make sure that the names are short, easy to remember. Um, they don't have special symbols and stuff that could break the code, and so on and so forth. Okay, very simple. So here's bronze.png, silver.png, gold.png. In my case, you could be adding here premium member, certified something something, etc. Okay, make sure that the names don't have spaces in them. For example, if you want to put a space, put a hyphen, dash. Um, Once you've uploaded that, then we're gonna go to the backend, to the actual database. Don't be scared because I'm gonna just do simple steps here. You're If this is the first time going to a database, I will guide you step by step. Okay, so you go to Developer Hub here at the bottom. If you're looking at my sidebar where the mouse is, you're gonna go to Developer Hub and you're gonna click on my SQL database here. Boom, you click there, and this thing open up. Well, actually, it's gonna open up like this, and you're gonna be like, where do I click now? You're literally gonna click where the one here on the sidebar that ends in directory. You're gonna click on the name, not the plus sign. Some people click on the plus sign. Don't, no. You're gonna click on the name. You click on the name, which will make this happen in the middle of the screen. You scroll down. These things here are called tables. You're gonna scroll down like crazy, like somebody's trying to kill you there, until you get to the user's data table. And instead of clicking on the name, nope, don't click on the name. You're gonna click on structure. Why? Because we want to create a new column for the badges. Okay. To add a new badge, there's multiple ways of doing it here. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna scroll down until you get here at the bottom where it says add one column after something. I don't care what you select here. You can leave it by default like that. We're gonna add one column, just one column. You're gonna click on go, and let's call it badge, for example. I could leave it as leave the type as an integer. Okay, what's that? It's just a number. You can set the number of the batch and that's it. But I don't want to do that because I want to show you another more user-friendly way of assigning badges. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to bar chart, which is basically text and numbers. And let's put 16, which is more than enough for a badge name that you want to assign there. You can make it bigger. So this is the amount of characters that a name for a badge could have when you're assigning it, not when you're showing it. Okay, so let's save it, and that's it. Now we have our database structure finished. We don't have to do anything else here. Okay, you can close that tab, and then you go to the form. We're going to the form manager. Which form are we going into? I don't care which one you want to use to manage adding the badges. I would recommend the contact details, which is basically the first one that members see and the first one that you'll see if you log in with a member. That's it, okay? So we're gonna edit that one. It typically has this words in it. Contact details, member, for example. If you've customized your the forms on the form names, we're just looking for the one that says first name, last name, company, stuff like that. Here you can see it. First name, last name, the company's, there it is. And we want to add an additional field. How do we do that? You can copy, I don't care which one you copy. Let's just copy this one, profession ID. And here we put the name of the column that we created. In this case, we created batch. Okay. So we're going to put batch. And here's the label that you'll see as the admin to assign that batch. So we can put batch with a capital um, B or batch level, whatever you want to do. Now it's very important, since you're the one that's going to control who has that badge or what badge they have. You're going to click on the little gear icon here or cog, and there's a little option down here that says admin only. We're going to enable that one, and we're literally going to disable all the ones here. We don't want to be displaying these batch numbers anywhere else. We just want it to display on the form. That's why I left input view enable. Okay. By the way, you can pause the video at any time so you can follow the steps. We're gonna leave input view only enable with the admin only enable. We're gonna save this. I'm saving it right now because if I move it around, it just like, doesn't save the position. So let's look for it. Let me see where the batch is now. There it is. Okay, here's batch. I'm just gonna grab it from here, little sandwich icon here, and just gonna move it up here. Okay, somewhere in there. There you go. There you go, baby. I'm gonna put it there. And that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to test. I'm going to test if that's working. How do I test if that's working? Visually speaking, at least for now. There's no functionality yet. You click on this orangey red visit website at the top right corner, and that will turn you into an admin. You go into admin mode, which is this sidebar here that you see here. Okay? That's your admin mode. So what we do now is we go back and we log in with one of the members here. So let's log in with myself. I log in with myself. That sounds weird. And then basic information. And I should be able to see the batch number. See? The batch number. If I'm not an admin, that means if I click here, I'm a normal user, I'm not going to be able to see that batch level. So if I click here and disable the admin mode, see? It went away. So you want that type of control to make sure that no member can come in and just make up their own batches and stuff. Okay. Now we go to the actual code. So here's the my badge. I called it. It's a widget. You go to toolbox, widget manager, and you create a new widget. You can name it whatever you want. I named it my badge. Okay. I left it very simple. Here's where you pause the video and you copy all those things. Um, I shrunk some of the code here so you can see in one go. Okay, you can see everything here. I left it in this particular way of coding it so you would have more flexibility. What do you mean? Well, for example, these lines here handle the type of badges that you're going to have and how they show. So here's, I created 3. It could be that you only need 1, so you can leave it like this. Got it? Only 1 badge, and you assign that badge to the members. In this case, we have three badges, gold, silver, bronze one there. And here's where the images are. Remember when we uploaded the images? That's where we have them there. I put an alternative text there in case, accessibility and SEO reasons. There's a title so we can double check when we hover over the image if it's the actual badge and some additional information that you want to show to the public about that badge. And here's the column that we saved in the database. Remember, we called it badge. So here's that column because I don't want you guys to be coding so much. This is, technically speaking, this is a very short 15-minute or less code stuff. Yeah, you gotta type a lot. Okay? If you want, you can take a picture, send it over to ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, whichever you want, Anthropic, and they can turn the picture into code if you want to. But this is a very simple, I literally called it very simple batch system example. Okay. So here we have three batches. You set the image for that batch. Here we have a very simple system that checks, are you in the search results for members or are you in the profile of members? Why? Because as I've said in other previous videos for developers, depending on the page that you're in, there's variables that you can use on one or the other one. Okay. So that's why I did this check and actually checks in which scenario you're in and it uses the specific variable for that scenario. And based on that, then it selects, okay, what batch does this member have? Boom, and then you have it. I added this additional bonus just to control the size of the badges because, I mean, you can upload specific image sizes if you wanted to. But if you don't, you have this thing here to control their final visual way of showing. Okay. So once we have this batch widget done, we will go to the first one is the feature one. Okay, so we go to the feature, la la la. We go here, the member listing because we want to show the badges on the search results, for example. And we go to search results, click here, we scroll down, and we can actually paste it anywhere. You gotta start moving the code that I'm about to show you here. But you can paste it anywhere that you want that you feel like, yep, that's the place that I want to leave it in. So I put it here. We're around line 79. It's inside an if that says if user data search description. Basically, you're just guessing where you want to put it here at this point. Yeah, the video will be very long if I need to explain everything that's happening here. Okay. So you won't mess if you put this in different places. Okay. And if you do mess, then you can just cut it and paste it somewhere else. I did additionally add this part here. This symbol is called a pipe. So pipe, which means or, and then I put this here for the search results page, just in case. So that it would show. Because if you don't have a search description for that member, the badge doesn't show either. So I put this here. You can just go to your site and you'll eventually get here and you'll see that this part is not there and obviously this line, which is the only one that you're copying here, is also not there. Okay. Once you put those there, now we can start playing with the search results. Okay. So we want the admin to show and we want to be able to control the badges for this page, for the search results page. So I'm just going to refresh here. All right, because we disable the admin. Let me click visit website. Let me come, we can close that one. We can refresh this page again and voila, I'm in admin mode again and there's the badge level. So what values did I put there by default for now? Okay, I said gold has a value of 1, silver a 2, bronze a 3, like in the position of runners and stuff. So if we go to the member and we put a 3, that's it, and we save it, and we go to the search results, because of the position that I put the badge in the search results for that feature, voila, there you go. Okay, you got that little baby there, looks nice and neat. Actually, it looks nice and neat. If we set it to 1, then it should be a gold. Let's refresh. And that bronze, there we go. So this is the gold badge. Okay. Now, why did we in the database save this as a bar chart? Because maybe you don't want to use numbers. Maybe what you want to do is say, well, if I want the gold badge, I don't want to type 1. Okay. I want to type gold. Okay. I literally want to type the word gold. So if that's the case, if I type gold here, then it should stay with this one because that's the gold one. I'm just going to refresh. And there you go. See? And if I were to, instead of typing 3, I would type bronze. Let's go here. Instead of typing 3, I would type bronze. We come here. We refresh. And you get that bronze badge right there. Okay. Now, this is for the the search results. If we want to apply the same thing for the actual profile, the public profile of the member, what we do is we go to a widget in the widget manager again called Bootstrap Theme Member Profile Header. And then we'll look for a nice position where we can put that. In my case, I put it on line around line 61 underneath one that says the header member details stuff. But basically I put it there and I call the widget. And in theory, if I refresh here, we should be getting, there you go. Okay. So there's the bronze. So you got in 2 different places how to, with the same widget. So we recycle the widget and control everything from one place. You can decide who gets the badges and who not. Okay. If we go to the members, to the actual members, you'll see that this member is a premium, but this queen, it's also a premium. And if I go to the results, search results, you know that these 2 are premium, but only she's getting uh, the whatever badge you assign to it. Now, this is a simple code. Note that this is a simple code that it's for 1 badge per member. This can scale a lot. Why? Because customizing a little bit, you can just put comma separated value here, and you can say, for example, instead of bronze, you can say that they got the VIP status with a I don't know, eagle certificate in first aids and something something with comma separated values. Okay, and then with a little bit of customization, you can turn this code here, this part over here, into something that iterates over comma separated values and then concatenates the badges so it looks, one side by side, and it looks much better, and so on and so forth. Okay, but this is again just a simple way of you, without paying much, you get a very simple badge system where you can control how many badges you want to show by adding, literally copying this and just adding another one. Okay, and then another one, and then another one, all the badges that you want to put there. And if you see the code, you'll see that this is called gold badge, and you can see that if somebody puts a value of gold, they get that gold badge. And what you do is, let's say that you want to create a diamond one. You want to create a diamond one. Okay, let's create a diamond. Go back here, and we like this. We want to create a diamond one. We go something like this. You just copy that one. You put it here, and you say like, okay, so diamond is value. This is for reference for yourself. 4 or value of diamond. Example. And then obviously we gotta make sure that the the variable is unique. So diamond badge, and here we put let's assume that you uploaded an image called diamond. Just put diamond here. This is the diamond badge, okay? And then some diamond there too, or whatever text you want to put there. And then the only thing that you do is you copy, I don't care which one. Like let's just copy the case 2. And we put it like above or below, it doesn't matter. And instead of that 2, we say diamond. And we call it here diamond. Obviously a plugin would be much better to handle all this. But here we're just adding an additional one, diamond, and then the moment that they actually use that diamond, voila, you got a diamond badge. And that's it. So I hope this video helps everybody that wanted to assign a unique badge to specific members or a unique badge to a group of members in different membership levels even, and in a more or less easy way control how many you want to have, how you want to name them, how you want to set them here, okay, so that they properly show over here and on the search results, okay. So you have a lot of attraction and flexibility here. So that's it. Think positive. Big hugs to everybody, and I'll be making more videos soon.